Hello, I'm Bill Roper. As you know very well, our School of Medicine funding from traditional sources like NIH grants and patient care services has been under real pressure over the past several years. Increasing funds from private gifts will not only help offset this problem, but it can also provide new funds to carry out innovative work that might not otherwise be possible. Our peer medical institutions have been particularly successful in raising private gifts from patients who are grateful for their care. You can play a critical role in increasing private gifts by working with the Medical Foundation in identifying potential donors from among your patients. I know this may feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable to you, but you undoubtedly have patients who are eager to work with you to make new breakthroughs in research, in education, and in patient care. And I think you will find that patients who can help want to help. Thank you in advance for caring for our school and our hospitals just like you care about your patients.
I met Jack about 6 years ago. At the time he was diagnosed with lymphoma. He was scared, I think, when he was diagnosed, and it was one of the first times he was in a situation that he had a life-threatening illness.
It was from there that Dr. Morris and I had a good relationship over probably the next 6 years.
We maintain a continuity of care, following them for their disease as well as for their emotional needs.
So it wasn't just radiation oncology he was looking at, he was looking at me as a caring attitude.
That is something that doesn't stop after the treatment's done. And it's never been that way for any of my patients.
I was like thoroughly blown away the fact that he did this. And we thought about it and said, you know, what's really important was the experience that we had with radiation oncology, Dr. Morris and his entire staff. And we decided that whatever we were planning on doing wasn't quite appropriate. This was more important, that something be done to say thank you, to show our gratitude for that caring attitude. And he didn't even know that we were thinking about that. I mean, we never discussed that with him.
I was very shocked at how appreciative he was for everything that we did. After the follow-up visit, I told him that things were going well, and he mentioned that he had contacted the foundation, was placed in touch with Debbie Gibbard and Shelley Earp, and they were considering a donation. And at that point, I kind of just felt, wow, and very honored.
My job was kind of to stay in touch with the hires and making sure that they had what they needed to get their will taken care of, staying in touch with their attorney and making sure he had the language that he needed. And
this was a process of probably over 2 to 2.5 years. And we were just talking in vague terms and generalities. Debbie was very instrumental in making sure that we were provided with an overview of what was going on, the plans for the new UNC Cancer Hospital.
We really had a very in-depth conversation about the kind of research being done, and we were able to come up with some language.
Well, the discussion brought us from a broad idea of a gift to radiation oncology to a more specific target, translational research in radiation oncology, and largely instrumental in that was Dr. Morris, because they explained what would really be beneficial to their department and what would be helpful in the future going forward. So it came from a broad idea to very specific.
With Jack Hire and Dr. Morris, that relationship was the reason that Jack and Laura decided to make this gift.
It became very clear to me that he was just more than a radiation oncologist. He was very interested in me as a patient, as a person.
Listening as a physician is terribly important, probably the most important thing we can do.